You've ever looked in the mirror and wondered, why is my body shaking? Why is my head trembling like it's whispering a warning I've been too afraid to hear? It's not just a shake. It's not just a quiver. It's the sound of your nervous system crying for help, the scream of your muscles saying, I am tired, I'm weak, I'm losing the fight. And no one told you this was coming. No doctor warned you that after 60, your own body could turn against you, that something as simple as lifting a glass of water could feel like lifting 1,000-pound stone. It starts small. Maybe you chalk it up to fatigue or age or just one of those days. But then it creeps into your hands, your legs, your voice, your head. The tremors arrive like silent thieves, stealing your stability, your control, your dignity, bit by bit, day by day, until one morning you reach for your toothbrush and realize you can't even recognize the hand that holds it. You are not alone. Millions over 60 suffer in silence. Many have been misdiagnosed, dismissed, or told it's normal aging. But I'm here to tell you this is not normal, and it is not your fate. There is a way out, a way to fight back. And the key, it's not in another prescription bottle. It's not in a hospital ward. It's right on your plate. Yes, what you eat after 60 can either fuel your freedom or feed your destruction. There are 5 powerful science-backed foods that have the ability to calm the storm inside your nervous system, nourish your weakening muscles, and silence those body tremors once and for all. And today, I'm going to tell you what they are. I'm going to walk you through every bite, every nutrient, every truth that doctors don't have time to explain and pharmaceutical companies hope you never discover. Before we dive deep into the truth that could change your life, please, if you or someone you love is over 60 and facing these terrifying symptoms, I urge you, like this video right now so it reaches the people who need it most. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss a life-saving update. And tell me in the comments, where are you watching this from? What city, what country, what kitchen table are you sitting at while your body begs for answers? I read every comment. I see your pain, and today we're going to face it. Together, let's begin by facing the fear no one wants to talk about. Head tremors, the silent symptom, the terrifying twitch that feels like a ghost inside your brain, pulling strings you can't see. You might have noticed it when you were speaking to someone. Your head gave a small jerk, almost unnoticeable. You laughed it off, blamed stress, told yourself it's nothing, but it came back again and again, sometimes while sitting, sometimes while eating. And then, worse, it showed up when you were talking to your grandchildren. You saw the confusion in their eyes. You saw the fear. And suddenly, you weren't just dealing with the tremors. You were dealing with the shame, the embarrassment, the question that won't stop echoing. What's happening to me? These aren't just tremors. These are warning signs. These are the alarms your nervous system has been screaming for years, but we were too busy, too trusting, too distracted to listen. Doctors may call it essential tremor or attribute it to Parkinson's, or worse, they'll say it's just aging. Just aging? That's the lie. That's the easy excuse. That's the lazy diagnosis handed out like candy to people who still have years, decades of life left to live. And I refuse to let that lie destroy you, because here's what no one told you. Your tremors are not just a disease, they are a symptom. Of what? A brain starved of nutrients, muscles begging for fuel, a gut leaking toxins into your bloodstream, a diet that's robbed you of strength, stability, and peace. But you didn't cause this. You've been misled. The food industry seduced you with fake nutrients and addictive garbage. They told you to fear fat but fed you sugar. They told you to eat low calorie but gave you zero nourishment. They stripped your plate of the very things your brain and muscles need to survive. And now, after 60, when your body is already fighting the wear of time, you're paying the price. But here's the truth that will change everything. You can reverse it. You can quiet the tremors. You can rebuild your strength, and you can do it naturally, starting with 5 powerful, proven foods that act like medicine inside your body. Before I reveal these 5 foods, I want to take you inside your own body. I want you to understand what's really going on beneath the shaking hands, the trembling head, the weak legs. Picture your nerves like high-speed highways, tiny electric roads carrying messages from your brain to your body. When you were young, these roads were smooth, fast, well-maintained. But over time, with inflammation, nutrient depletion, and toxic buildup, these roads begin to crack. Messages get delayed. Some get lost. And that's when your body starts twitching, trembling, stalling, because the message from your brain simply isn't getting through. And what causes this breakdown? Poor diet, chronic inflammation, and nutrient deficiencies so severe they're being mistaken for neurological disease. That's why food is not just fuel, it's medicine or poison. It's either building your highways or breaking them down. And the first thing we need to do is stop the demolition. Stop feeding your brain the wrong information. Stop accepting the lie that tremors are your new normal. I've worked with hundreds of patients over 60, many of whom came to me desperate, shaking, frightened. And within just 14 days of changing their diet, the tremors began to slow. Their balance improved. Their confidence returned, not because of a pill, but because of a plate. Now, let me take you deeper. The first food we're going to talk about isn't trendy. It's not expensive. And it's not something your doctor will likely mention, but it's a powerhouse. It's the food that acts like a calming signal for your brain and nerves. It's the food that tells your overfiring neurons, it's okay now, you can stop panicking. This food is magnesium-rich spinach. Yes, spinach. But not just a few leaves on the side of your plate. I'm talking about 2 full cups a day, steamed or sauteed, not raw. When cooked properly, spinach delivers magnesium, folate, and antioxidants in their most absorbable form. And these nutrients are the lifeblood of your nervous system. They calm the firing neurons that cause tremors. They restore balance to your neurotransmitters, and they fight inflammation at the cellular level. But don't stop there. Add wild-caught salmon to your plate twice a week, minimum. Rich in omega-3 fatty acids, salmon does what no medication can. It heals your brain's communication lines, nourishes the sheath around your nerves, the myelin, that's often degraded in people over 60. When that sheath breaks down, your nerves misfire, your muscles twitch, your head shakes, but omega-3s help rebuild that protective layer. They reconnect your signals. They bring back the harmony that time tried to steal. And what about your gut? Let me be blunt. Your gut is the second brain. If your gut is leaking toxins into your bloodstream, and for many over 60 it is, those toxins go straight to your brain and wreak havoc. That's why fermented foods like sauerkraut and kefir must be part of your daily life. These foods restore your microbiome. They seal the leaks. They reduce inflammation system-wide, and they help your brain regain clarity, strength, and peace. You see, this isn't just about eating healthy. It's about eating strategically. You're not just trying to lose weight or lower cholesterol. You're trying to reclaim your brain, to silence the tremors, to stand tall again, to look in the mirror and see power instead of panic. And I promise you, it is possible. I've seen people in their 70s, 80s, even 90s turn their lives around. I've seen heads stop shaking, hands regain strength, lives get rebuilt, not because of miracles, but because of metabolism, because of nutrition, because of 5 foods that fight back. And we're just getting started. Let's go deeper. You've already met 2 of your greatest allies in the war against tremors, spinach and wild-caught salmon. But this battle isn't over, not by a long shot, because the damage inside your body didn't happen overnight, and the healing won't be instant, but it will come. And when it does, when the shaking slows, when your grip steadies, when you look someone in the eye without fear or twitching or nodding against your will, you will feel it in your soul. That moment is worth everything. And that moment begins with what you eat today. Now, let's talk about something almost no one over 60 is eating enough of, but it might be the single most powerful weapon in your arsenal against tremors. Pumpkin seeds. Yes, tiny little pumpkin seeds. Raw, unsalted, unroasted, just a handful a day. They are loaded with magnesium, zinc, and healthy fats, all of which play a critical role in stabilizing your nervous system. You see, your nerves don't fire randomly. They require minerals. Magnesium controls the channels that allow nerves to communicate. Zinc helps build enzymes that protect your neurons from oxidative stress. And without these two, your nerves panic. They misfire and your body shakes. Do you know what happens when most people over 60 visit their doctor complaining of tremors? They get a diagnosis, maybe a prescription, but rarely does anyone ask what their magnesium level is or how much zinc they get per day or what their inflammation markers look like. Instead, they get handed pills that may calm symptoms but never fix the cause. Pills that mask the cause, the cause that are instead of putting it out. But when you add magnesium-rich foods like spinach and pumpkin seeds to your life, you target the root, you calm the fire at its source, and you give your nerves the peace they've been begging for. Now, let's move to the fourth miracle food. You've heard of it. Maybe you've even used it in soups or teas, but you probably have no idea how powerful it really is. I'm talking about turmeric, the ancient golden spice with modern neurological power. Turmeric contains curcumin, one of the most potent anti-inflammatory compounds ever discovered. And guess what fuels tremors more than anything else? Inflammation. Inflammation inside the brain, inflammation inside the spinal cord, inflammation choking the very systems that used to keep your body strong. But turmeric cuts through that inflammation like a sword. It opens up blood flow to your brain. It cleans your neural pathways. It tells your immune system, calm down, stand down, let the healing begin. But let me be clear, not all turmeric is created equal. The secret is bioavailability. Its curcumin is hard to absorb. So add a dash of black pepper when you cook with turmeric. Piperine, found in black pepper, boosts curcumin absorption by 2,000%. 2,000%. That means the difference between turmeric being a bright yellow powder or being a healing miracle. Start adding it to soups, smoothies, or teas every day. This is not seasoning. This is science. And now, the fifth food, the most shocking, the one almost every major food company has tried to hide or replace with chemicals and synthetics. It's a food so natural, so pure, and so effective that your brain wakes up when it enters your bloodstream. That food is organic eggs, whole eggs, not just the whites, not just the yolks, the entire egg. You see, your brain is made of fat, nearly 60% of it. And what most seniors don't know is that depriving your brain of healthy fat is like starving your heart of oxygen. The yolk of an egg contains choline, a critical nutrient that builds acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter responsible for memory, movement, and motor control. You know what most people with tremors are missing? Acetylcholine. And what do they avoid because of old, outdated science? Eggs. They've been told eggs are bad for cholesterol. But the truth is, high-quality organic eggs actually improve HDL, the good cholesterol, while giving your brain the very building blocks it needs to regain control. I've seen patients who could barely hold a fork suddenly begin to write again because we fed their brain the fuel it was craving. We didn't guess, we didn't hope. We understood the biology and we answered it with nutrition. So here you are, 5 foods, 5 gifts from nature, 5 weapons in your battle against tremors: spinach, wild-caught salmon, pumpkin seeds, turmeric with black pepper, organic whole eggs. Add them to your life, not occasionally, not as a trend, but as a mission. the sacred promise to your body that you will no longer ignore its cries. You will no longer let the shakes define you. You will no longer sit in silence while your body begs for help. You are not broken. You are not too old. You are not too late. But let me ask you something deeper now. A question few dare to answer out loud. How long have you been suffering in silence? How many times have you swallowed the shame with your morning coffee? Tigger smiled while your hands shook under the table and pretended you were okay, just to make everyone else comfortable. I know that pain. I've seen it. I've felt it in the waiting rooms of my practice, in the way people look away when their head starts to shake mid-sentence, or how they quickly fold their hands to hide the tremors, hoping no one notices. But I notice. I see you. I see the strength it takes to live through this every day. And that's why I made this video, because this isn't just about tremors. It's about reclaiming your life, about refusing to be dismissed, about standing tall in the face of a system that told you this is just aging. No, this is not just aging. This is a signal red flag waving from your brain saying, feed me what I need and I'll help you thrive again. And now you know what that is, because now that you've seen the power of food, now that you understand how 5 natural, nutrient-dense gifts from nature can calm your nerves, silence your tremors, and rebuild your strength, it's time to take the next step, because nutrition is only part of the puzzle. What if I told you that some of the most harmless-looking things in your kitchen are actually poisoning your brain every single day? That the healthy breakfast you trust, the oil you cook with, even the water you drink might be slowly inflaming your nervous system, scrambling your brain signals, and making those head tremors worse. Sounds shocking, right? But it's real. And if you're over 60, your body has a lower margin for error. You don't bounce back like you used to. So these invisible threats don't just chip away at your energy. They rip holes in your neurological armor. Let's talk about cooking oil, the invisible villain behind inflammation, oxidative stress, and neurodegeneration. If you are still using vegetable oil, canola oil, corn oil, or anything labeled hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated, you are pouring pure inflammation into your blood. These oils are chemically extracted, bleached, deodorized, and stripped of anything beneficial. When heated, they release toxic byproducts like aldehydes, compounds that age your brain, disrupt your neurons, and accelerate tremors. And yet, they're in almost every packaged food, every frozen dinner, every restaurant meal. Replace them now, not tomorrow. Now, start using extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or cold-pressed coconut oil. These oils nourish your cells, they support your neurons, they cool inflammation instead of igniting it. They help restore the delicate balance between your brain and body. This small switch alone has changed lives in my practice. I've had patients with chronic head tremors who made this one change, swapped out the inflammatory oils for healing ones, and within a week, they felt a difference. Their energy stabilized, their shaking reduced, they stopped feeling like they were spiraling out of control. That's the power of one small choice. But we're not stopping there. Let's talk about something you touch every single day, but rarely think about. Your water. Yes, water. If your water is coming from a municipal tap and you're not filtering it, you could be consuming low levels of lead, chlorine, fluoride, and heavy metals. Every time you take a sip, these toxins don't cause tremors immediately. No, they build up slowly, silently over years. They accumulate in your tissues. They disrupt your thyroid. They inflame your brain. And they gradually disconnect your nervous system, like static at a radio signal, until one day your head starts shaking, your hands begin to tremble, and you have no idea why. That's why filtered water is a non-negotiable. For anyone over 60, Get a certified reverse osmosis filter or a gravity-fed system that removes heavy metals, pesticides, and chlorine. Drink half your body weight in ounces every day and flush the poisons out. Your nervous system can't heal if it's drowning in toxins. And now we get to the heart of the matter, the part no one wants to hear, but everyone needs to. Your stress. Yes, I said it. That invisible storm inside your chest, the worry, the tension, the buried grief, the anger you swallowed for years. It's not just emotional, it's physical, it's biological. Chronic stress floods your brain with cortisol, your body's emergency hormone, and when cortisol stays high for too long, it begins to destroy neurons, especially in the areas responsible for motor control. This is not a theory, it's science. I've seen people whose tremors weren't caused by genetics or aging, but by years of unprocessed trauma, anxiety, guilt, and fear. And until they dealt with the root, the shaking never stopped, no matter how perfect their diet was. So what's the answer? You must create sacred stillness every single day. Not optional, not when you have time, every day. Whether it's 10 minutes of deep breathing, a slow walk in nature, quiet prayer, meditation, or simply sitting with your thoughts, you must reset your nervous system, give your brain a break from the emergency signals, teach your body to feel safe again, because healing cannot happen in a body stuck in survival mode. When you eat the right foods, filter the poisons, move your body gently, and calm your nervous system, your body begins to remember what it's like to be strong again, steady again, in control again. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, you sit at the edge of your bed, your hands are still, your head doesn't bob. You walk to the mirror, you lift your toothbrush without shaking. You pour your tea without spilling. You feel your power again, your confidence, your freedom, and you realize something. You did this. Not a drug, not a surgery, not a diagnosis. You made the choice to feed your brain, to fight for your strength, to no longer accept weakness as your destiny. And you are not alone. There's thousands of others like you right now watching this video, reading this message, searching for answers, ready to take control. Comment below. Tell us where you're from. Tell us how long you've been fighting this. Tell us what gave you hope. We are in this together. We are a tribe of warriors, healers, overcomers. If this message spoke to your soul, hit the like button. It helps this truth reach others who feel lost. Subscribe to this channel. I'm here every week with new tools, new hope, and new strategies that are backed by science and driven by compassion. But most importantly, look at yourself right now. Really look. This is not the end of your story. This is the moment it changes forever, because I made you a promise, a 14-day plan, a blueprint, a system designed for those who are tired of trembling, tired of weakness, tired of being told this is just aging. No, it's not. This is not your final chapter. It's your awakening. So I want you to listen closely, because this next part is where it all comes together. This is the 14-day anti-tremor challenge. The same protocol I've used with patients over 60 who were desperate, hopeless, ready to give up. And within 2 weeks, they felt a shift. Their energy came back. Their legs stopped wobbling. Their heads stopped shaking, and they began to feel human again. Here's how it works. Day 1 to day 4, clean the battlefield. Before healing can begin, we must remove what's poisoning you. From today onward, eliminate these trem-triggering enemies. No vegetable oils, no sugar, no processed carbs, white bread, white rice, pastries, crackers, no alcohol, no soda, no artificial sweeteners, no fried food. These 7 things are not food. They are inflammation accelerators. They spike your blood sugar, inflame your brain, stiffen your joints, and hijack your nervous system like a virus in a computer. If you want to stop the trembling, you must stop feeding the fire. During these first 4 days, you might feel tired. You might feel agitated. That's okay. That's your body detoxing, shifting, breaking free of decades of damage. Drink filtered water. Walk daily, even for 15 minutes, and breathe deep, slow, healing breaths. You are not breaking down, you are breaking through. Now comes the rebuilding. Day 5 to day 10, feed the nervous system. You're now eating for strength, not comfort, for healing, not habit. Here's what your plate should look like. 1 leafy green at every meal: spinach, kale, arugula, beet greens. 1 healthy protein source: wild-caught salmon, eggs, sardines, grass-fed meat, or lentils. 1 anti-inflammatory fat: olive oil, avocado, nuts, seeds. 1 healing spice: turmeric and black pepper, fresh ginger or cinnamon. Hydration: 8 to 12 cups of filtered water, sipped throughout the day. 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seeds every single day. Optional: bone broth to restore minerals and gut integrity. And here's the magic part. Each night before bed, drink a nervous system calming tea made from chamomile, lemon balm, and a pinch of turmeric. This tea reduces cortisol, helps your brain regenerate, and supports deep sleep, which is when your nervous system repairs itself. And now the final phase, day 11 to day 14, rewire and strengthen. This is the moment you begin to feel different. Your energy is more stable. Your grip is firmer. You start to walk with confidence again. The tremors may not be gone completely, but something has shifted. You know you're healing. Now it's time to retrain your brain. Start each morning with 3-5 minutes of stillness. Just sit, breathe deeply, and focus on calming your nervous system. Then stretch your fingers slowly. Open and close your fists. Roll your shoulders. Gently turn your head side to side. These are neuroplasticity drills. They help reprogram your brain-to-muscle connection. Then introduce simple balance exercises. Stand on 1 foot for 10 seconds. Switch. Repeat 3 times. Walk heel to knee across the hallway. Sit on a chair and slowly rise without using your hands. Repeat 5-10 times. These aren't workouts. They're retraining signals. You're teaching your nervous system how to communicate clearly again. Finish each day with reflection. What improved today? How do you feel compared to 10 days ago? This is not just about food or movement. This is about awareness. You must know yourself. You must become a student of your own healing. And here's the most beautiful part. By the time day 14 comes, something else will have shifted. Not just in your body, but in your spirit. You'll wake up and feel hope where there was fear. You'll look in the mirror and see fight where there was defeat. You eat with purpose, move with pride, and speak without shame, because now you know the truth. Tremors are not a life sentence. Weakness is not your fate, and aging is not a disease. You are not your diagnosis. You are not your shaking hands. You are not your trembling head. You are a warrior, a healer, a survivor. And this moment is your rebirth. So I ask you, if you've made it this far, if your heart is pounding and your eyes are wet, if something deep inside you is saying, this is my time, then don't keep it to yourself. Comment below. I'm ready. Tell us where you're watching from. Tell us what resonated most. Let others know they are not alone. And if this message awakens something in you, like this video, subscribe to the channel, because this is just the beginning. Every week, I bring you deeper into the science and the soul of healing. And after 60, this is where the truth lives. This is where your second life begins. Because what if I told you that many people over 60 are being silently misdiagnosed, told they're developing Parkinson's, early onset dementia, or AG tremors, when the real problem is something far simpler, far more treatable? What if I told you that the true villain behind your trembling hands, your shaking head, your sudden muscle weakness is not a disease at all? It's a deficiency. Yes, a nutritional void so profound, so common, so overlooked by modern medicine that it's stealing your strength, stealing your confidence, and rewriting your brain chemistry. every single day. I'm talking about vitamin B12. Now, listen carefully, because this could be the most important thing you hear all year. Vitamin B12 is not optional. It's not extra. It's not a luxury. It is essential, especially after 60. Your brain needs it to create neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers that tell your hands to stay still, your head to stay upright, your legs to stay strong. Without B12, these signals break down, muscles twitch, heads tremble, thoughts blur, and you begin to feel like a ghost of yourself. Now, here's the horrifying part. After 60, your ability to absorb B12 from food drops drastically. The stomach acid required to extract B12 from meat or eggs, it fades slowly, silently, until one day, even if you're eating perfectly, you're still starving at the cellular level. And what does that look like? Your hands begin to shake, your memory slips, you feel off. But doctors just tell you it's age. You're prescribed pills for Parkinson's or anxiety, but the real solution, a vitamin you stopped absorbing. I have had patients who were told they had a neurological disease only to discover they had critically low B12 levels. We corrected the deficiency and that tremor stopped. The headaches faded, the mind cleared. You see, there is no drug in the world that can replace what nature designed your body to need. So what should you do? Here's the protocol. Get your B12 levels tested. But don't settle for the normal range. Many labs consider 2,900 pg/ml as normal, but symptoms can appear under 500. Aim for 700, 900 for optimal brain and nerve function. If your levels are low or even borderline, begin methylcobalamin supplementation, not cyanocobalamin. Start with 1,000 mesquite per a day, sublingual, so it absorbs directly into your bloodstream. Meat foods rich in B12, wild-caught salmon, beef liver, pasture-raised eggs, sardines, and mackerel. And here's the thing, they don't just stop tremors. B12 helps rebuild myelin, the protective sheath around your nerves. It's like patching holes in your body's electrical wire. You're not just stopping damage, you're reversing it. But B12 isn't the only secret deficiency wrecking your strength. Let's talk about vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin that, when deficient, causes muscle cramps, chronic fatigue, joint stiffness, and depressions. And yes, worsening tremors. Most people over 60 have dangerously low levels of vitamin D. Why? Because we've been told to fear the sun, to avoid it, to hide behind SPFs and sunglasses and air-conditioned homes. But without sunlight, your body can't produce D3. And without D3, your nervous system suffers. So what do I recommend? Get 15, 30 minutes of direct sunlight daily, exposing as much skin as possible. If sunlight isn't an option, take 5,000 IU of vitamin D3 per day, paired with vitamin K2 to protect your arteries. Eat foods rich in vitamin D, wild-caught fish, egg yolks, liver, and mushrooms exposed to UV light. I have seen people fragile, shaking, depressed, come back to life with this simple change. B12 plus D3 is the foundation of nervous system recovery. But we're not done yet, because there's one more deficiency that almost no one talks about, but it's the silent spark behind your inner earthquake. It's magnesium. Your nerves use magnesium like a conductor uses a baton. It tells them when to fire, when to calm down, when to stop sending danger signals. Without enough magnesium, your neurons misfire, your muscles cramp, your hands shake, your jaw tightens, your head trembles, and yet up to 80% of older adults are deficient. Why? Because soil is depleted, food is processed, and stress depletes it even faster. So here's what you do. Take magnesium glycinate or threonate, 200, 400 milk greens per day. Avoid magnesium oxide. It's cheap, poorly absorbed, and not effective for nerve repair. Eat magnesium-rich foods daily. Pumpkin seeds, spinach, almonds, dark chocolate, avocados. Add Epsom salt baths 2-3 times a week. It lets your body soak in this mineral through the skin. It calms tremors like nothing else. This trio, B12, D3, and the magnesium, is your new holy trinity. They don't just work together. They restore your foundation. They turn the lights back on in a nervous system that's been flickering in the dark for years. And the best part, you don't need prescriptions. You don't need surgery. You just need to feed your body what it was always missing. You need to become the healer your doctor forgot you could be. Now take a moment, breathe, really let this sink in, because right now, you know more than 99% of people who are suffering silently. Right now, you have tools in your hands that most neurologists don't even mention. Right now, you are rewriting your story. If this section opened your eyes, hit that like button, subscribe to stay connected to truth, to science, to hope. Comment below, which deficiency shocked you the most? Was it B12, D3, magnesium? I want to hear from you, because if you're truly ready to heal, not just cope, not just manage, but transform, then you must understand this next truth. You cannot conquer body tremors if your sleep is broken. Let me say that again. If your sleep is shallow, fragmented, or restless, your nervous system cannot heal. You can eat perfectly, take all the right vitamins, do every balance drill in the book, but without proper sleep, it's like trying to patch a sinking boat with tape. Because deep sleep is when your brain detoxifies. Deep sleep is when your muscles repair. Deep sleep is when the tremors quiet down. And yet, for millions of people over 60, deep sleep has become a stranger. You toss and turn. You wake up at 3 a.m. shaking. You feel like you've aged 10 years overnight. But it doesn't have to be that way. So today, I want to share with you the tremor-killing sleep protocol, a natural system to help you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and restore the rhythms that tremors have disrupted. Step 1, cut the sleep killers immediately after 6 p.m. The following are direct saboteurs of deep sleep and must be eliminated from your evening. Caffeine, even if it's just a little. It stays in your system up to 12 hours. Alcohol, which sedates you but destroys deep sleep cycles. Screens, especially phones and TVs, the blue light wrecks your melatonin levels. Heavy or spicy meals, which raise body temperature and cause heart rate spikes at night. Instead, switch to what I call the neuro-calm routine. A cup of lemon balm or passion flower tea an hour before bed. Turn off screens by 8 p.m. and switch to soft, warm light, lamps, candles, red bulbs, allowing magnesium to penetrate and calm the nervous system. Use essential oils like lavender or vetiver. Breathe deeply. Allow your body to signal rest. Step 2, eat the sleep signal foods after sunset. Yes, what you eat at night can either shut off tremors or make them worse. Here's what I tell my patients. A small evening meal that includes a handful of pumpkin seeds for magnesium and tryptophan, 1 slice of turkey or half a boiled egg at natural tryptophan source, a spoonful of tart cherry juice, which naturally raises melatonin, a few slices of kiwi or banana, which support serotonin production. These foods don't just feed your body, they talk to your brain. They whisper, it's time to rest, it's time to repair, you're safe now. And if tremors keep waking you up, step the midnight reset technique. When you wake up at 2 or 3 a.m., don't panic, don't check the clock, don't scroll on your phone. Instead, sit upright, place one hand on your chest, the other on your belly, breathe in for a count of 4, hold 4, exhale for 6. Repeat this 4 times, then repeat the phrase silently. I am safe, I am still, I am healing. This simple nervous system trick activates your parasympathetic mode, the opposite of fight or flight. And your body will naturally return to sleep. Now, if you want to go deeper, there's one more tool I give to every patient with sleep-disrupted tremors. And it's not a pill, it's not a machine, it's sunlight. Yes, the sun, the thing we've been taught to hide from. Morning sunlight, exposure within 30 minutes of waking. It sets your circadian rhythm. It tells your body, this is morning, this is real, get energized now and sleep deeply later. Just 10 to 15 minutes of sunlight on your skin and eyes in the morning can dramatically improve your melatonin production at night. You'll fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up feeling less shaky, more stable and stronger, because when you sleep, the tremors fade. When you sleep, the nervous system restores its wiring. When you sleep, you are no longer at war with your body. So take this protocol seriously. It's not optional. It's not nice to have. It is central to your healing journey. And if no one ever told you this before, if your doctors only handed you pills and called it a night, then let this be your wake-up call. You deserve deep, healing, powerful sleep. You deserve to wake up still, strong, and grow. You deserve to experience mornings without fear. So here's your challenge. Tonight, follow the tremor-killing sleep routine. Tomorrow morning, get sunlight within 30 minutes. And every night, choose nourishment over noise, calm over chaos, healing over habit. Then comment below and tell me what changed. Was your sleep deeper? Did the tremors ease? Did you feel a shift? I read every comment. I respond. I support you. So don't just watch. Become part of this movement. Subscribe for the next protocol. Like this video so more people can find this life-saving information. And tell me where you're watching from, because healing is not a solo journey. It's a revolution. And it starts with one brave soul, you. Because now we arrive at the moment you've been waiting for. The moment where we shine a spotlight on the 5 miracle foods, yes, miracle foods that every person over 60 must start eating to kill tremors, calm the nervous system, and restore muscle strength. You've waited long enough. You've suffered long enough. You've tried pills, appointments, maybe even therapy, and yet your hand still shakes when you lift that cup. Your legs tremble when you rise from the chair. Your head feels like it's dancing to a rhythm you didn't choose. But today, right now, you will take the first real step to silence those tremors. Because food is not just fuel. It is medicine. It is therapy. It is power. And these 5 foods, they're the nervous system's warriors. They go in, do the repair work, and begin rewiring the body from the inside out. So let's dive in. Tremor, killing food. Why blueberries? The forgotten brain shield. Listen to me very carefully. Not regular blueberries, not juice. I'm talking about wild blueberries. Small, dark, and packed with brain repairing compounds called anthocyanins. These little berries do something that no pill on earth can do. They cross the blood-brain barrier and literally extinguish the fire in your nervous system. They reduce brain inflammation, they stabilize neuron function, and yes, they calm the chaos that causes tremors. Studies have shown that eating just 1/2 cup of wild blueberries daily can improve coordination, reduce oxidative stress in the brain, and restore motor control in aging adults. It's no wonder the oldest people in the world, centenarians in Okinawa, Sardinia, and Loma Linda, eat berries every single day. Wild blueberries are like pressing reset on your nervous system. So tomorrow morning, add a small bowl to your breakfast, or blend them into a brain-healing smoothie with almond milk and a pinch of cinnamon. Let your nerves drink that medicine. Let your brain feel safe again. Tremor-killing food, the magnesium bomb. Do you wake up at night with shaky hands, feel muscle twitches during the day, experience a nervous energy that won't quit? You're likely severely deficient in magnesium, and that matters because magnesium is the master mineral for the nervous system. It calms your neurons, prevents overfiring, and reduces muscle excitability. In other words, magnesium is the chill pill your body is crying out for. And pumpkin seeds are one of the richest sources on earth. Just a small handful a day, about 1 ounce, gives you over 150 milligrams of magnesium, anti-inflammatory, omega-3 fats, powerful zinc, which also supports muscle coordination and immunity, And here's what most people don't know. Pumpkin seeds also contain tryptophan, a precursor to serotonin, your feel-good neurotransmitter. So you're not just calming the body, you're lifting your mood, fighting depression, and gently guiding your brain out of survival mode. Sprinkle pumpkin seeds on your salad. Mix them into oatmeal. Snack on them raw. But don't skip this. It's not a garnish. It's a prescription for peace. Tremor. Killing food. The healthy fat that restores nerve insulation. Have you ever heard of myelin? It's the protective coating around your nerves. It's what allows signals to travel clearly from your brain to your muscles. But as we age, and especially with poor diets and inflammation, myelin breaks down. And when it does, messages between the brain and body become scrambled, delayed, or distorted. Result? Shaking hands, trembling legs, head nodding without your permission. But the good news? You can rebuild myelin. And one of the most powerful foods for this is avocado. Avocados are loaded with monounsaturated fats that feed and protect neurons, folate that helps produce dopamine and serotonin, potassium to regulate nerve function and reduce tremor triggers. Eat half an avocado per day in a salad as a spread or just with lemon and sea salt. You're not just eating fat, you're eating protection, you're eating recovery, you're eating control over your own body again. Tremor-killing foods. 4, turmeric with black pepper, the inflammation assassin. This one should be in every kitchen cabinet, especially if you're over 60 and battling tremors, because chronic inflammation is at the heart of nervous system dysfunction. And turmeric, nature's golden spice, is your most powerful ally. It contains curcumin, a compound that reduces neuroinflammation, enhances brain repair, and even promotes the growth of new nerve cells. But here's the secret. Curcumin alone doesn't absorb well. You must combine turmeric with black pepper, which contains piperin, a compound that boosts curcumin absorption by over 2,000%. Add it to soups. Stir it into golden milk. Sprinkle it on roasted vegetables and watch as your body begins to calm. Your movements begin to steady and your hope begins to return. Tremor-killing food. 5, sardines or wild salmon, the nervous system superfood. This is where most people resist because they say, I don't like fish or it smells weird. Well, let me tell you something. Sardines are one of the most complete nervous system foods on earth. They contain high doses of omega-3 fatty acids, DHA and EPA, vitamin D, calcium, vitamin B12, CoQ10, which protects the brain from oxidative damage. Together, this cocktail of nutrients fights inflammation, strengthens neurons, restores balance, and slows down the progression of tremors. And because sardines are small fish, they're also low in mercury and environmentally clean. Try them with lemon and olive oil. Mix them with avocado on whole grain toast. Eat just 2 servings per week and you'll see results within days. Now let me ask you, are you eating any of these 5 tremor-killing foods? Or are you still eating sugar, white bread, fried foods, processed meats, foods that keep your nervous system screaming? Because the truth is, every bite is either a step toward healing or a step toward breakdown. So make your plate your pharmacy. Make your food your friend. Make your diet the foundation of your transformation. You can silence the shaking. You can still the trembling. But it starts on your fork, not in a bottle. So here we are. You've heard the science. You've felt the emotion. But now it's time to make a decision, the kind that separates those who suffer in silence from those who rise in strength. Let me ask you one final question. How much longer will you let your hand shake before you reach for help? How many more nights will you stare at your ceiling, wondering if you're slowly losing control of your body? How many more times will you feel your head nod, your legs tremble, your fingers twitch, and pretend like it's nothing? Because let me tell you something, tremors are not just aging. They are a cry for help, a signal, a message. from your nervous system, from your brain, from the very center of your being, begging you to do something different. You've spent your life giving to others. You've worked, you've loved, you've sacrificed, and now your body is asking you for one thing in return. Care. Just care. Stop punishing yourself with sugar and processed garbage. Stop ignoring your symptoms like they're just old age. Stop surrendering to the lie that it's too late, because it's not. I don't care if you're 61 or 91. If your hands still move, your heart still beats, and your breath still flows. You still have time. Time to change, time to fight, time to rebuild the strong, stable, confident version of yourself that the world needs now more than ever. I want you to eat wild blueberries like your brain depends on them, because it does. I want you to sprinkle pumpkin seeds on every plate like they're a medicine, because they are. I want you to slice open an avocado, scoop out the truth, and spread it on toast like you're spreading peace into your nervous system. I want you to stir turmeric into a hot tea with black pepper and drink it like a warrior preparing for battle. And I want you to eat sardines or wild salmon with gratitude, knowing that with every bite, you are calming the storm inside your body. You have a choice today to tremble or to take control, to decay or to grow strong, to give in or to get up. Which will you choose? Because I promise you this, if you feed your body the right way, if you nourish your brain with the right nutrients, if you believe that healing is possible, then it is. You are not broken. You are not too far gone. You are not destined to live the rest of your life in fear of your own body. You are capable of reversing the damage. You are strong enough to stop the shaking. You are wise enough to heal, and you are worthy of a life without tremors. So start today. Start now, because the longer you wait, the more control you lose. But the moment you start, you begin to win. Now, do me a favor. If this video hit your heart, if it opened your eyes, if you felt your soul shake harder than your hands ever did, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below where in the world you're watching this from. I want to hear your story. I want to know your fight. And I want to remind you, you're not alone. You're not just a statistic. You're a survivor. You're a warrior. And this is not the end of your story. It's the beginning. Let's calm the tremors. Let's crush the weakness. And let's reclaim your strength. One bite at a time. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay strong, stay healthy, and never stop fighting for your future.